This is a testament to my connection with the world around me. And it's very much my
Last time, she crossed the back gate and raved.
She's been staying here to recover. How are you recovering from your injuries, Nora?
Oh, it's you, Rover. Yes. I'm feeling much better. Dr. Herson took very good care of me. I just did what he said and rested for a few days here, and I barely feel any pain now. Are you here to visit him?
Yes, we have something to discuss. Is he here?
He's in the counseling room next door. My friend Segue is in there. It might take a while, huh?
Thanks. Take care of yourself.
How to put this? I think you can have more faith in yourself, Segrika.
Faith in myself.
You see, people can be more perceptive than you might realize, including those you care about. So try not to take everything to heart. Go a little easier on yourself. Good or bad, true or false, these things have a way of coming to light. And as your friend Denia said, sometimes a little distraction is good for your health.
Yeah. I'll give it a try. Thank you, Dr. Herson.
You're welcome. Again, don't push yourself too hard. I take it you're the type who'd suddenly bolt up in bed at night, wide awake, worrying about an exam? And that'd probably go on for a whole week.
Huh? Is it really that obvious?
Only my conjecture. Would you like some candy? Sweets help keep a smile.
Sure. And is it okay for me to come back some other time, Dr. Herson?
Why, of course. Feel free to visit my office anytime, Segrika.
So, about that Exostrider plan you mentioned. Let's get into it.
All in good time. Let's start with something lighter first.
Something lighter?
Any topic at all, but let's slow the tempo a little. You're too eager. Your emotions are clouding your judgment. You must feel it too. Here, a piece of candy. It'll help take the edge off and lighten the mood.
No. Thanks.
I understand your anxiety over Imeth's situation. You've always held her dear, but it's taken more out of you than you realize. Things are best taken one step at a time. The Exostrider hasn't awakened yet. The key is to pace ourselves. Slow and steady, right?
Okay, you're right. Let's table the Exostrider for now. Let's talk about you, Luke. I trust Imeth. What we experienced together proved she was telling me the truth. And there's a connection there I can't ignore. But you and me, we might be strangers in passing who became confidants, as you put it. But it feels like every conversation we've had just skims the surface. I prefer to know who I'm working with before jumping into something as big as opening the Strider Gate. It'll affect the entire Lahairoi region.
Point taken. It seems a proper introduction is long overdue. Please, ask me anything. I'll answer as candidly as I can.
Are you a consultant from the Black Shores?
That I am not. Work that leaves documented trails doesn't suit my style. But I am acquainted with quite a few bloom bearers.
Imeth said she didn't know you well, but that I could trust you. You also know about the bond between me and her. How?
Imeth is a sharp girl. Even though you never introduced me to her, she could read between the lines of your actions. She's a lot like you. Smart, driven, good at bearing burdens. Though she's proven to be even more stubborn than you are. After you left Lahairoi, she came to see me a few times in the name of counseling. To learn about you.
You didn't tell her anything.
I didn't. You had other tasks for me here in Lahairoi. You didn't let us properly get to know each other because you wanted to shield her from my line of work. She later stopped these visits after realizing that. Still, I really hoped she would have opened up to me more. You both tend to keep things to yourselves, and that's never good for anyone.
One last question. What did you mean? I had other tasks for you.
That is a key topic, but not suitable for discussion here. The Space Trek Collective is backed by a number of different nations and powers. Their internal politics are of no concern to us. There are many watching eyes among the support staff. The infirmary is, after all, a public space. Why don't we take this somewhere more private?
To where?
I have a place in mind. Just come with me, Golden Boy.
More personal business to attend to again, Dr. Herson?
Shh. Just a quick break, Nana. Mind holding down the fort? The next shift will be here soon.
Take care, Doctor. Do try to return in one piece.
Don't worry. I have him with me today.
Sundermere.
Yes, I keep a small workspace of my own here.
Was it real? Was it mine? Was it worth it? Sometimes I feel like a player that's dressed and decked by the script. All I know is my desire and my love won't fade. I'll set a fire, burn fears to ashes. Put some petals on my chest, right on the tear. I will just float into that sunset over to sea. I'm a vessel, done its best to contain their schemes. Now all sounds are drowning me.
Leave them to me. Let's not waste any more time. Imbalance ends here. Gotcha. My past gets deeper. Blink, and agony ends. The Exostrider's sword emits a unique frequency. It shields my workspace from most long-range detection methods.
You picked a good spot. Quite a stash.
This is what a secret room is about. Now, where were we? Let's start with the conclusion before we get into all the details. You asked me to come to Lahai Roy to watch for any Fraxidus activity. Warren was the first Fraxidus mole you uncovered, and you certainly won't be the last. Think of the Space Trek Collective as a web of competing powers. It's as much a haven for independence as a playground for agendas. An isolated polar region, rich with exoswarm and the potential for technological breakthrough. Lahai Roy is a gold mine, even for the Fraxidus.
You're saying the fall of Helios wasn't their real goal?
It was one of several. After your journey in Huanglong and Renacida, I'm sure you've come to realize their true aim.
The Thenodian. Aleph 1.
Correct. Given the Threnodians' unique nature, it's sure to catch their attention. Moreover, Aleph 1 is closely linked to the Strider Gate, which may be our ticket to outer space.
Spying on the Fraxidus is risky. Why would I have chosen you for this task?
Well, that is a bit of a long story. You've always preferred to see things for yourself. Please, follow me to that table. The golden serum, developed by the Naviale group, but I prefer its other name, Ichor. My father started it as a medication for rare diseases, but as research progressed, it came to represent something far more ambitious. The drug of evolution.
Evolution? Sounds like something the Phryxis would like.
Well, on paper it worked. I became its resonator, so it would be unfair to say it was entirely useless. But I was a rare case who survived. All it cost me was excruciating pain and my colored vision. Most test subjects like me didn't make it. It wasn't until I met you that I realized there was more to the story. The rest is in my study, shall we? My brother Ryan drew this picture. We're not related by blood. Father took us both in after his own children passed away from a rare illness long ago. Ryan never could handle pain. But he was easy to cheer up. Whenever the grown-ups would give me candy, I'd save it all for him.
So, that's why he always has candy with him.
For a while, I tried to be the perfect son Father wanted. It never worked, so eventually I stopped trying. It only got worse from there. What Father tried to do to Ryan was unforgivable. And then came that accident. I thought what my father did was a rather mundane story. A cliché. Someone trying to atone for past guilt, only to cause greater harm. Until your hints made me suspect it was someone's staged finale. So I had my father's grave exhumed. It was empty. The entire Lola logistics carrier was already blown to smithereens by the time I recovered this page. I managed a quick glimpse before the fire consumed most of the page. It is a report from an overseer.
A Fraxidus Overseer's report on its way to the new Federation.
Yes. Tucked away in a Lola logistics delivery box. The recipient is Eris in the new Federation.
Those 3 items you just showed me. Did the Fraxidus get into Noviali's work after learning about the Icarus' potential for evolution?
They didn't just get into our work. They went a step further. Replacement. Have you ever met the Fraxidus' Grand Architect?
The thousand-faced survivor. We met near the Styx Lake deep within the Dark Tide. Wait. Does this mean your father was...
Yes. My father was just another face the Grand Architect borrowed. Though looking back now, I can't recall the moment the real him was taken. I think the Grand Architect sees life and death as a game. I wouldn't be surprised if Father was even smiling in his coffin as we buried him in that downpour. So, that's your answer. Why did you choose me? Because I have a very personal reason to go after the Fraxidus. Hatred.
Hatred. Even now.
Now, it has become something of a habit. Continue this train of investigation and you'll see for yourself what they are. But before you do, there's something I should share. My friends in the Black Shores told me you've already had a few run-ins with certain overseers. Is that right?
3. Cristoforo, Frolova, and Scar. Plus the Grand Architect you mentioned.
Ah, those names do ring a bell. Frolova is codenamed Hecate. Cristoforo? Arachnos. Intriguing, isn't it? The flair they have for their own branding. But it's a telling detail. The codename can reveal its owner's style, personal tastes, and even ambitions. Think about it. A powerful resonator who causes chaos at random leaves no trail to follow. But give them a preference, a pattern. We can start to build a profile from the pieces. I've been compiling reports on the Overseers for years. Allow me to share what I've learned so far. I've reactivated your access. You'll find the door controls right over there. The Fraxidus is loosely organized. Most of its members have only undergone basic, artificially induced body modification. They're not terribly difficult to neutralize. But if you encounter artificers with more creative modifications, you're likely looking at the handiwork of Hydra. Hydra is their leading mind on human evolution and body modifications. Whoever they are, they often work in tandem with Siren. In other words, if you spot one, be on guard in case the other is lurking close by. Zashiki Warashi won't require much of your attention. This overseer primarily operates in Ashinohara, a region that's been largely destroyed by the Lament.
Ashinohara. I've heard of it somewhere before.
The girl we had in the infirmary for a while. Chisa, I remember. The city that trapped her, Honami, is part of Ashinohara. Now, on to two key pieces of the puzzle. I did say the Fractsidus was a loose organization, but even the most scattered cells still need funding to function. Remember that report from earlier? It's only a matter of time before you go to the new Federation. And based on the intel I've gathered, that's their most critical base of operations. And where you'll find Eris.
How critical? Do they operate in the open?
Not exactly, but in a place where money talks, they must have members in the highest echelons of government and business. Key members. Their foothold in the new Federation has given them immense leverage. With that endless stream of wealth, the Fractsidus operates with impunity across the planet. Speaking of which, Star Torch Academy is also heavily funded by the new Federation. To be blunt, they're the Space Trek Collective's single largest donor.
Eris, huh? Duly noted. I'm assuming the other key piece is the Grand Architect?
The Fractsidus Grand Architect. Their true name is unknown. They only appear through borrowed identities. Real people, legendary beings, and even the phantoms of the dead from others' memories. I did brush shoulders with them once. It was a shame. I had no idea at the time, and missed my shot. This pen was the only thing I brought back from that great fire. I have yet to decipher the lettering, but it shows one thing for sure. The Grand Architect has been around for a very, very long time. It's a pity you called me to the High Roy. Otherwise, I would have continued following that trail. But you always have a good reason, right?
You uncovered all this by yourself.
More or less. I did have some help along the way.
To get your hands on one of the Grand Architect's personal items, you did more than just follow a trail. You infiltrated them.
Playing along with them isn't that difficult once you get the hang of it. Like I said, they are a loose organization.
Knowing the Fractsidus, stealing all that intel on the Overseers is risky, no matter how loose they are. Each infiltration will only be more dangerous than the last. Luke, how can a doctor who doesn't value his own life save anyone else's?
You know, this is the second time you've said those words to me. They got away again. If I hadn't been so cautious, I could have taken care of them this time. I should send today's findings to him. It's been 2 years. Suppose I'm due for a report. Good. You got the intel. Would have been a shame if I got myself killed for nothing. You want me to go to the High Roy? Why?
There's evidence of their activity in the High Roy. I need you to keep an eye on things. And frankly, you need a break.
Now is not the right time.
You've already drawn enough attention. Do we really have to wait for you to get killed to decide it's the right time? How can a doctor save anyone else's life if he doesn't value his own? Keep pushing like this, and you'll be no different from them.
Not pulling any punches, are you?
Trust me, that's only the warm-up. The High Roy is a nice place, Luke. Bright, passionate students. Beautiful snow. Perfect for slowing things down. Listen to me on this. Come.
Very well. As you wish. so I've led a leisurely life in the High Roy ever since. No need to worry. I know my limits. Let's set aside the Fraxidus for now. We should discuss the Exostrider plan. But first, tell me what happened to you and Imeth in the Frostlands. I see. Imeth, she... No wonder you're in such a state.
I understand her reasons. She was fighting for her dream, for the High Roy, in the only way she knew how. And I respect that, the fate she chose for herself. But I won't accept it. There's more I haven't tried. I'm not done fighting for her.
Of course. I wouldn't expect you to give up so easily. Now, about the Exostrider. It started with the Space Trek Collective finding a giant solid-skin root network in Bjarter Woods. They identified it as the lid, sealing the Strider Gate, so to speak. It keeps the Thernodians' fractured forms sealed on both sides of the Strider Gate. Break it, and these forms will reunite. That wouldn't just spell the High Roy's doomsday, but the entire world. But the Collective still yearned to open that gateway, to explore the unknown. So, they created the Synchronists. The idea was to use augmented resonance to amplify the Exostrider's power, hoping that would keep the Thernodians suppressed. But lately, the Thernodians' attacks on the seal have been increasing. I'm afraid the Fraxidus is also getting ready to make a move. With the reactor core returned, all you need now is a little patience. Wait for the Exostrider to awaken. Then we can focus on how to use it to find Imeth. You were a synchronist in the Academy once before. I'll speak with Lucilla about getting you piloting access.
Then I'll wait for your news, Luke.
Certainly, but our immediate priority should be the Fraxidus. I have a feeling they're planning to sabotage our plans for the Exostrider. Rover said he'd like to check on the Exostrider in the Frostlands before he left. Well, could be a way to take his mind off things. Now then.
Dr. Herson, is something the matter?
Must you always assume the worst, Lucilla? Can't I just call to chat?
I find that highly unlikely, Doctor. Let's skip the preamble. What is it?
Rover.
So this is about Imeth. He was so tight-lipped with me about what happened in the Frostlands, yet he spoke to you.
Sitting on our hands won't fix anything, and he was willing to open up. If a friend runs into trouble, I'll naturally step in to listen. Besides, what I have to share today benefits the Academy. It could help us get ahead of a few potential issues.
Very well. Let's hear it then. Meet me at the Institute, the usual spot.
The path's clear.
Oh, Dr. Herson, it's good to see you.
Ethan, you looked fine not long ago. What happened to you?
My thesis, my spot at the...
Hold on. I recall you coming by the infirmary with good news earlier. Something about an institute professor recruiting you for your top marks? Is this the price you have to pay for that? Careful. You might get talked out of the job over health issues.
No, I will get that position at the institute. I'll crawl there if I have to. I'll come back from the dead if I die first.
Now you're just delirious. I know getting this opportunity wasn't easy. You can't exactly just ask for time off. Come by my office later. I'll write you a sick note. You can't run yourself like an exoswarm, thinking you'll recharge the moment the sun comes up. It's not how we humans work.
Thank you, Doctor. Good things are bound to come your way. This takes me back. I always got my best sleep passed out in your infirmary.
The bath's clear.
Let's see. Ah, young Luke. What brings you to the Institute today?
Just here to discuss something with someone. How have your shifts been treating you these past few months?
Not bad. You know, these researchers, getting them in for a checkup is like pulling their teeth. I have to hunt them down myself. What do you say we grab a drink after my shift? The meal plans here are all nutritional efficiency. Taste like chewed up cardboard.
Of course. Why don't I show you that scout drone model I just finished while we're at it?
You work fast. You really do enjoy that sort of tinkering.
Taking things apart and putting them back together again is quite stress-relieving. It's a nice way to unwind after a day's work.
So, what do you say we sneak over to Rogan's place when we get a minute and liberate the cannon barrel from that precious bot of his? We can put it back after he's had a good meltdown.
I'd rather not be an accomplice to that. It's unethical. And I can't believe you're still holding a grudge over that fish he stewed behind your back.
Have a seat, Doctor. Shame. I thought he would come with you.
He's been here before, but things are different now. I prefer not to have him tangled in the collective's trivial matters.
Fair enough. But I'm not like those stubborn old goats you're used to dealing with. I don't chase after pride or rank. All I care about is Star Torch Academy. Now, go on. Give me the highlights, Dr. Herson. The Fraxidus. I understand. I'll keep a closer watch. As for piloting the Exostrider, if he's capable, that's fine by me. The Research Institute will see to the preparations. That said, we can't ignore the risks that come with opening the Strider Gate. I have someone in mind who could help. But first, let me have a quick word with her. The Threnodian concerns every one of us at Lahairoi. I'll handle the board as you've asked. You focus on him and the matters here on campus.
Thank you for understanding, Lucila. President. Our conversation went more smoothly than I expected. I thought you might think I had a hidden agenda. As a thank you, care for some candy?
I'll pass. I'm well aware of your candy outreach program across campus. I've had my fill of sweets over the years. As for what you said earlier, I've been here long enough to know exactly who you are. Thanks to your efforts in uncovering those moles, the Academy is safer, and we have far fewer headaches to worry about. What truly surprised us was your choice to stay all these years and become one of Lahai-Roy's steadfast guardians.
Oh, I'm just glad the President doesn't see me as some busybody.
You're the right kind of busybody. The kind we're happy to have.
A friend of mine sold me on this place. Went on and on about the beautiful snow and the bright, passionate students. Convinced me to come. But when I actually got here, nothing like the brochure he described. Turns out, 8 out of 10 staff members were planted here by different factions. Our students dream of reaching the stars, all while living in a gilded cage. Meanwhile, we have Roya dealing in exoswarm parts and colluding with new Federation smugglers. I know that these students aren't fools. They're the best minds from across the nations. If even I can see what's going on, how could they be blind to it? It's their ideals, their hope for the future that lets them endure the ugly realities of this place without becoming cynical. I only came to Lahai-Roy because a friend recommended it. But now...
Now you've grown to like it here, right?
Yes, same as you, Madam President. An urgent transmission from Nana. If you'll excuse me.
Dr. Hurd said there was a break-in at the infirmary. Nevora's being kidnapped by the one we previously detained, Warren.
What is your status? Are you severely damaged?
No need to worry. Just need time to prepare.
Understood. Prioritize damage control after this call. Notify the Academy's security department. It'll take time for them to respond. I'll go after Warren. Which direction did he take her?
Received message from the Academy. They're heading towards the Sky Arc space station in the Frostlands.
It's the Court of Savante space station he and I discovered before. I'm on my way. Warren has escaped. He's taken a student and is heading for one of the debris fields in the Frostlands.
What do you plan to do?
I'm going after him. I'd like you to set up a perimeter there to cut off his escape and prevent any further risks to the Academy.
You want me to secure a perimeter while you go in alone to handle Warren?
I have a hypothesis, one I'd like to verify by myself.
Very well. Your track record warrants it. Go, Dr. Herson. I'll expect good news.
Nevora, why now? The bath's clear.
I know you've been here before. Take me to the data room. Now!
Oh, okay. I'll do anything you say.
They're heading deeper into the station. Is there someplace we haven't discovered yet? On schedule. Accurate prediction. Ash takes form. That's clear. The researchers the Academy stationed here. 2 with gunshot wounds, but still alive. And this one? No vitals. Their bleeding stopped. I should keep going after Warren. Right on schedule. Return to silence! Time to incise. Rise anew! That's clear. Spatial anomalies. Did someone reactivate the Skyarc system?
I'll get out of Lahai, Roy. Out of this cursed place.
It appears Warren's taken Navora to the data room we visited earlier. The path is blocked. It's those error modules again. I should use the adapter. It's cleared. Gotta keep moving. The path's clear. Almost there. Now, moment of truth.
I brought the student, just like you asked. So, you... Where are you? Lahai Roy was just a minor setback. I'm still useful. I still have work in the new Federation. I still... Stop hiding! Say something! You! That doctor who's always watching.
You've reached a dead end, Warren. Don't you see that?
It's your dead end!
Skyark's data room. There must be a reason. Is that just impulse? Or perhaps... right on schedule. Entombed in daybreak. Split forward. Ash takes form.
Dr. Herson! Warren, is he?
He's only unconscious. Everything's okay, Navora. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. It's just that he struck me in the back of the neck. It really hurts. I'm really scared.
It's okay. Don't force yourself to hold it in. After a shock like that, it's much better if you let it out. Keeping it bottled up is stressful in itself. Take your time. Tell me what happened when you're ready.
Okay. I'll try. I just need a moment.
Then rest here for now. I'll go check on Warren.
I fell asleep on the hospital bed. When I woke up and opened my eyes, Warren was pointing a gun at my head. He was frantic, grilled me non-stop about Skyark, and when he found out I'd been to the station before, he forced me to bring him. Wait! Those researchers by the door!
One of them didn't make it. The other two are still alive.
I see. As for what else happened, I don't really remember.
That's all right. I've already formed a rough theory about his motives now. You should rest, Navora. We'll handle things from here.
Is that so? Then, Dr. Herson, care to share your theory? Oh, Doctor. How mean. Is that any way to treat a student?
I'm afraid identity theft is not in the curriculum. Isn't that right, Grand Architect of the Fraxidus? Since you insist on playing the student, I'll offer a lesson. It takes two to play a game.
My, played me for a fool, didn't you? I was going to kill you for a little one-on-one time with Rover. Shame.
Regrettable that you evaded what was meant for you.
But it's okay. Uncle Warren's dead. Nice and clean.
Being caught out in the open, and still he thought he could just vanish from the highway and get away with this fiasco. The naivety is remarkable.
Anyway, I got back what I wanted too, so I'm a happy girl.
On my way here, I kept wondering why you acted so quickly. Didn't fit your usual style of staying in character until the very end. Just as I thought. You were after this pen.
Ah, yes, my precious. I couldn't find it anywhere, so it was you who took it from me. This is the first time someone's taken something from me. Oh, I almost forgot to ask. When did you begin to suspect?
If you must know, my suspicions began to deepen during our last visit to the space station, when you feigned that injury. Your acting had been flawless, Grand Architect, but even you cannot mimic what you don't understand. Death itself. To an immortal like you, no matter how many times you die, it's just another lost identity. And I happen to have seen you die before.
Oh? Is this why you've had your eye on me all this time? Let me think. Whoops. Can't seem to remember. My bad. My real favorite things are the ones that are really old and far, far away. But you're something special, Dr. Herson. You're the first person in forever to ever come this close. Without you, the game in the High Roy would be so boring. So, you get prizes. And I promise, it's right up your alley. Now, for the first one. At the upcoming new solar celebration, among all the lovely students, stands a member of the Fractidus. I'm so looking forward to that child's performance.
Telling us this doesn't do your spy any good.
But that's what makes it fun! It's a cat and mouse game. The mouse needs to know the cat is coming, or how else will it run fast enough on its little wheel? To win, you just have to be the hunter. And if you do end up catching that child, that just proves they were useless anyway.
That was only the first. What's the next one?
The next prize is right here in this data room. You're so smart, Dr. Herson. I bet you've already figured it out, no? I had so much fun on this little trip to the Sky Arc. So, how did you feel seeing the etheric sea? Oh, home sweet home. Your faraway home. The one you can never, ever go back to. Leading you there wasn't all for nothing. The look on your face was the sweetest treat. Let's be sure to have more fun like this in the future. Until next time, you two. I wish you a pleasant past, present, and future.
Why did you stop me? You think we couldn't have stopped her here?
Yes. My goal was to gather intelligence, not apprehend the Fraxidus' grand architect. When we dug up my father's empty grave, I realized that it is no simple feat to find an immortal who leaves no trail. The grand architect may appear to act on a whim, but in my observation, that playfulness is just another layer of disguise. There's a purpose behind it. When Nana called earlier, something felt off. Warren is a researcher himself. Why would he need to take a student hostage to investigate a debris field? Even if he did, breaking into the infirmary and letting Nana send a distress call was a sloppy strategy. Of course I'd be the first person she contacted.
So that's why you called me afterwards. I did hear Navora say you've had her in the infirmary all this time. You were keeping an eye on her then.
I was waiting for her to show her hand. Until then, it was all speculation. I needed to see her end the act to be sure. Immortal, 1,000 faces. We've managed to gather quite a bit of intel on the Grand Architect. If I'm not mistaken, there should be something more important hidden in this room. Otherwise, she wouldn't have called it a prize. These are the personnel files from the Skyark space station. This lettering. Do you recall the lead researcher on the Etheric Sea Initiative? The one we saw in the hologram during our first visit?
Professor Junchi.
Yes. During his lecture, he mentioned a scholar who had just joined the project, Wei Ying, but his introduction was cut short. I've found that scholar's record in the system, and her name. The letters of this name are a perfect match with those engraved on that pen.
Are you saying that scholar is the Grand Architect?
According to these records, the Etheric Sea Initiative was stalled due to a lack of funding until she joined. Then, it was pushed back on track. Her involvement influenced the CSC's decision on this project. But everything else about her birthplace, employment history, or academic background is missing.
Sounds like another identity borrowed by the Grand Architect.
Indeed. It seems we've just traced this 1,000-faced individual back to an even earlier point in Solaris' history. These records also show Wei Ying took great interest in the CSC and Etheric Sea Initiative during that period. That must be why she infiltrated the Skyark space station.
The universe. What secrets is it hiding behind all those infinite stars? I really want to know.
And about that footage, no need to explain. The fewer people who know about your secret, the better. It just occurred to me that this wasn't a coincidence. If her goal in the past involved you, then it's something to keep in mind on your journey ahead.
The Etheric Sea. That might have been my entry point to Solaris after leaving my distant homeland. Wei Ying was interested in the Etheric Sea before its planet-wide spread. Did she want to use it as a medium to reach somewhere beyond? I will. Given her nature, it's only a matter of time before we meet again. The more she appears, the more she gives away. If she enjoys playing games, then it means she'll follow some rules at least. Otherwise, she'd die of boredom.
Exactly. And as I've said before, sometimes style, personal taste, and ambition can be more revealing than intended. The Fraxidus has more than one base in Solaris, and I'm far from the only one with a grudge or an interest in their activities. Until now, the Grand Architect has been like a reflection in water. She never appears as her own person, only by the faces of the already dead. But now, her fascination with what lies beyond all those infinite stars is a thread we can pull. We can start identifying which schemes bear her signature. And the Court of Savante, since our Grand Architect has taken interest in them before, a trip to Mengzhou may be worth a visit.
The Court of Savante was active in Mengzhou?
Just a rumor. They say a city was built there under their direction. There may be clues there. As for the new Federation, you'll likely end up there eventually if you plan to counter the Fraxidus' operations in the future. But not now. Things are too complicated over there, and they handle resonators differently. Even with the Black Shore's backing, going in unprepared would be serious risk.
I'll be cautious. Before Navora, did you find any other traces of this Grand Architect in the High Roy?
Yes. There is this one thing, but it's only speculation. About how Imeth disappeared. From what you told me, she died from overclocking trying to stop the Threnodian over a decade ago. After that incident, the Academy detected cracks on the Threnodian seal in the depths of Biarter Woods. The damage seemed intentional.
You mean?
I believe it was the Grand Architect who damaged the seal, and that led to Imeth's death. Lucila's people will handle things here now. We should leave.
To where?
Let's go clear our minds. You shouldn't sit with this alone. Penny for your thoughts?
There's too many to count.
Feel like talking about it?
Maybe a little. I keep wondering if the choices I made in the past were the right ones. I still don't know why I chose to erase my memories. That one decision cost me my grip on everything. It made me leave so many people behind. You, Imeth, those at the Black Shores, and probably more I don't even know or remember now. I pulled everyone into my grand plan to save the world. And when it mattered most, I wasn't even there. If we can't save Imeth, she'll just be forgotten, left to drift in the void forever.
Even if that hadn't happened, your path was always destined to diverge from most of ours. You know your lifespan is immense. Barring some accident, most of us will leave this world long before you. Death and goodbyes are a final lesson no one escapes. But for you, it's a question that lingers for an exceptionally long time.
You're right.
Since you already know that, you should also see that everyone else has already given their answer. You're still the same person you were before. Just as resilient, still bringing hope to others. That's why, after all these years, we're still willing to stand with you. And it's not because you're a supposed savior. It's because you've always been you. And we're not just doing this for you. We're doing it for Solaris. For the future we all chose to fight for. We chose this path ourselves. You have nothing to feel guilty for. One can only move forward by making peace with what's lost. You taught me that a long time ago. In the end, I failed to find my father's murderer. I failed to protect Rhine. I failed to protect my own family.
But your brother is still alive. You're alive. There's still hope. You did everything you could.
Who knows when I'll wake up next time.
Then we'll make a promise, Luke. We'll see each other again next winter. You'll open your eyes, and I'll be standing right here, just like today.
Come now. Enough with that face. Some candy?
You always carry candy with you. You sure they really work?
As in...
It'll help take the edge off and lighten the mood? Your words.
That. Honestly, not really. It's become more of a habit of mine. As a boy, I'd have one whenever things felt too big to handle. Sweetness was a distraction. Something to look forward to. Later, after I inherited Naviale, I realized there were still so many things I couldn't control. So I'd eat them to cope. especially when I was up to my neck in trouble thanks to my business associates. Even after I left the company and set out to follow the Fraxidus' trail on my own, I'd be chewing on one while I watched those who helped me die right in front of me. Still powerless, it seems. So I've come to believe that no matter how strong a person becomes, not everything can be done perfectly. In life, many things are beyond our control. But I still enjoy candy. It reminds me that meeting people is still a gift, even if I know I might lose them one day. If you let grief and anger burn you out, you become obsessed with results. You forget the joy you felt along the way. A little sweetness helps keep the numbness at bay.
I'll have one of your candies.
How does it taste?
Luke, my chances of saving Armeth, they're pretty slim, aren't they?
They are. You'll need a miracle. But you've always been good at making those happen.
Thanks for the candy.
You're very welcome.